Hello everyone, welcome back to another Commander review. Today we are talking about Rasputin Dreamweaver from the Legends set. Rasputin is a human wizard legendary creature. It is a 4/1 and it costs 4 generic mana, 1 white and 1 blue to play. And it has a lot of text. So you guys have this big blotch of dialogue on the screen here. If I'm pointing the right way, boom. On the screen. I'm looking away. I should probably flip my camera for the next video. I just realized that. I'm going to fix that in the next one. Anyway, I'm not going to read what you guys are seeing. I'm going to read like the Oracle text as it's like printed more simplified. So, like 4 abilities, okay? So we're going to start from top to bottom. Rasputin Dreamweaver enters the battlefield with 7 dream counters on it. And dream counters are just dream counters. You can remove a dream counter from Rasputin to add a colorless mana. You can remove a dream counter from Rasputin to prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to Rasputin this turn. So up to 7 protection and up to 7 colorless mana. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Rasputin started the turn untapped, put a dream counter on it, so a way to replenish the counters. And then Rasputin can't have more than 7 dream counters on it. So all pretty self-explanatory. But just to clarify on some of those rules, that 4th ability of him being untapped to get dream counters is an if clause, so he needs to be untapped for that trigger to resolve and get him another counter. If he is tapped when that happens, then it's not going to do anything. If a number of dream counters would be put on Rasputin Dreamweaver for any reason that would bring the total number of dream counters on it to 8 or more, the total number of dream counters is brought to 7 instead. So like a replacement effect, but instead of replacing it, it's just like you just can't go over that number. And then if a permanent with 8 or more dream counters on it becomes a copy of Rasputin Dreamweaver or gains its last ability, all dream counters except 7 are removed from it as a state-based action. So if you make a counter, a copy of Rasputin or whatever, I don't know of any other cards that have dream counters, but pretty much all it's trying to say is, if you ever try and make another Rasputin in play, that Rasputin still has the same text, because it's all the base value of that card. So that one also has to follow the rules of 7 tokens or less. Just to make sure that no one's like loopholing the system. A card that synergizes with Rasputin is Eldrazi Displacer. This is a colorless Eldrazi, even though it costs 2 and a white, because of that wonderful devoid. But it has this ability for 3 colorless to flicker creatures on and off the battlefield. And so what you can do is, with Rasputin, remove all 7 of those colorless, all those dream counters, make 7 mana, and then use 3 of it to flicker Rasputin off and back onto the battlefield. He'll get 7 more counters, but you'll have 4 of that colorless mana still floating, because it only costs 3 to bounce him up and down. So you have infinite mana. I am not a big fan of infinite combos. I usually do not play with infinite combos. This will be one that I will obviously steer away from. I know Eldrazi Displacer is a very big combo card, so I'm not too worried about ever running it anyway. But if you are wanting that, this is a very easy 2-card combo for infinite colorless mana. But speaking of the flickering, I may not be wanting to do a infinite mana loop with Rasputin, but having access to that mana is awesome, especially as a source of mana in white and blue. I think is really cool. So using it as a ramp card for my white-blue decks, it is going to be the commander of a flicker deck. So Ephemerate will bounce it back and forth. Displacer Kitten will bounce it back and forth so I can get more mana. And Soul Herder will bounce it back and forth, and it will make the Soul Herder stronger. So I'm gonna try to avoid infinite combos again. I'm not a big fan of that, but that's 7 mana that you can just repeatedly use on a turn, which is really powerful. You can, of course, do Eldrazi Tribal in white and blue, which would be really cool because you could do a fun white-blue like control deck with counter spells and stacks. You can use the like older Eldrazi when they had colors in them, but they were devoid, so they were colorless. And there's some great processors in there that you could have some fun shenanigans with. And then, of course, since Rasputin is making colorless mana, you can play with these big colorless spells and just control the board and go big and go wide in this deck very quickly. So have fun with that, and just be prepared to have the table hate you when you do that. It'll be insane. And lastly, you could do Tribal with Rasputin. You could do Human. For this last one, I chose Wizard. There's a lot of fun synergies with Wizards in blue. Not necessarily in white, but there are some fun Wizards in white. So have a lot of fun with that. And play some fun control-y bounce synergies with Rasputin. And that's going to do it. Some strengths is there are some very strong builds. Eldrazi's are always strong. And the fact that you can do blue-white Eldrazi's and maybe play a control deck, so you can slow your opponents down in the early game and then just go big at the end, is really cool, very strong. Bear in mind Rasputin is 6 mana value to play, so be careful with Rasputin. Make sure you have protection for it, because the fact that you can make 7 mana as soon as you play Rasputin puts a very big target on your back. So be careful with that and make sure you're prepared to become the threat at the table. If you guys enjoyed this, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when more videos come out. I cannot wait to play with Rasputin, even though I'm playing a more chill version of Rasputin. I'm not going to do the Eldrazi craziness or infinite combos. Let me know what you guys think of Rasputin in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about any other decks that I missed or fun synergies that I may not have talked about. Let me know what you guys think about the upcoming sets. By the time I'm recording this, they've announced like previews for all of the Fallout set. Bloomburrow, I think is what it's called. The Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Assassin's Creed, so on and so forth. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. Let me know if you guys want me to skip to those, because right now my plan has been to just focus on the beginning and just work my way up. But if you guys would love to see some of my thoughts on those newer stuff, let me know in the comments below, and I'd love to make videos about that, or I'll just stick to what I'm doing here and just make a ton of videos and then get them out to you guys as fast as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Can't wait to hear from you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!